Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. Today we are talking about optics. So, for the longest time, you guys have been hammering me. You guys know I read every comment, I reply to every message you guys send me. Has to be years by now, you guys have been hammering me about primary arms. To this date, I have never single once put my eyeballs on a primary arms scope. Today, we are changing that with what they call their SLX. It is a more on the affordable side deer hunting option. I'm going to read it to you. Well, first, let me just show you the box right here. There you have it. This one is the SLX 4 to 12 by 50. They have a couple different configurations, 3 to 9 by 40. This one's the 4 to 12 by 50. But I'm going to read it to you right here off the box. It says the SLX 4 to 12 by 50 SFP, that's second focal plane, hunting rifle scope is a value-driven hunting optic. You guys that watch the channel know that this channel is value-driven for sure. But says this scope is a value-driven hunting optic that emphasizes the essentials: quality image, durable construction, and a lightweight optic body. So, it also has a duplex reticle there, your standard up and down. I'll pop up a picture of the specs right here so y'all can see it. But it's, like I said, 4 to 12, second focal plane, 3.5 inches of eye relief. That's pretty good. 50 millimeter objective lens, length 14.25 inches, weight 18.5 ounces, windage and elevation 80 MOA, no illumination, and lifetime warranty. So let me just take this thing out of the box and we'll take a look at it real quick. Like I said, the key features were it's not terribly expensive. These are right around 200 beans, depending on which one you get, give or take a few dollars. Lightweight, affordable, and good glass. So right off the jump, it's set on 4 power zoomies out of the box. Yeah. The eye relief is about right there, which what it said was 3.5 inches, so that's definitely 3.5, 4 inches there. And yeah, I mean, right out of the box, seems to be pretty good, and it is lightweight in my hand. Primary arms, SLX. But whole point of this video is checking out this SLX. Like I said, you guys have been hammering me to check out primary arms, and you guys have been telling me that you love primary arms, so that's what we're checking out today. But what am I going to do? If we're going to test out this primary arms hunting optic, we got to have a hunting bow light slinger. So check this out. My 7mm 08 Ruger American, as you can see, is currently naked. And yeah, there's no irons on this thing, so we got to have a scope on it. So 7mm 08, fantastic hunting cartridge. I have taken a whitetail with this very rig myself. But hey, apparently I had to rob the optic off of it. So I may swap these rings out, but we just fit test it right here. Looks like just about perfect there. So I'll probably use these rings I had on there. And yeah, I'll just have to move them a little bit. But I'm going to go mount this scope on this 7mm 08. And then we're going to hit the range, sight this baby in, and see what we think about this optic. But should be pretty cool. Primary arms, SLX. Let's get this mounted and I'll see you at the range. I'm excited to test it out. You guys been singing the praises of primary arms, so should be a good one. Alright, you can see now here I've got that primary arms SLX mounted on my Ruger American there. Took a lot of time this morning torquing these rings down perfect because we are trying to test the scope. We don't want any other hanky variables like the rail or the scope ring, so 100% the rail, the rings are torqued perfect, and The bow lights we're slinging for this video is some Hornady 139 grain SST. I picked this stuff for the sole reason that I have the most of this, so hopefully this Ruger likes this stuff, but we're fixing to find out. Let's set it up 100 yards and get it sighted in and do some groups with this Primary Arms hunting scope. See what we think about it. Alright, so like I said, I just slapped this scope on this morning, and we're going to sight it in and then do a couple groups of this 7mm 08 and see what we think about this scope. Right off the jump, sitting here on the bench, clear glass, much clearer than the bargain bin glass that I tend to use a lot of times. So it checks the box on eye relief and clear glass. That's kind of what we're out here testing. So the next test is going to be, does it move where we tell the clickies to move? Let's just go ahead and click a few. Yeah, distinct clicks. They're not mushy. You guys that mess with as many scopes as I have, you know how some scopes can get mushy and then you're kind of doubting whether or not you actually moved something on the inside. Clicks feel good. I'm going to load up 3 here. See if we can get this thing sighted in just 3 squeezes of the trigger here. Hopefully we can, but I just bore sighted it with my laser bore sighter to wipe some sweat off. So we ought to be pretty close at 100 yards, but fixing to find out. Let's see what happens. But we'll sight it in, then we'll do a couple groups with it. See if it's worthy of smoking some deers with this scope, huh? And we're also going to find out at the same time if this Ruger likes this Hornady stuff. I don't think I've ever tried it. Here we go. Enough talking, let's sling them. I'm going to go ahead and give it all the zooms at 12 zoomies. So there's another test too. That's really smooth. That's not rough or taking a lot of force to move. So I like it when it's easy to move that dial. Some scopes you got to almost get your vice grips on them, but that's smooth, so that's good. 12 zoomies. Oh yeah. I like it. Here we go. See where this first one hits. Then we'll sight it in from there. Alright, so there's our hit from the bore sight. Now let me adjust this. So it's to the right, so we have to move to the left. Which way is left? That way. That ought to be close to enough clickies that right to left. Now it's low, so we need to come up. Turn it that way. That ought to be kind of ballpark to get us on the bullseye. Let's see how good I adjusted it. Or how good the scope worked, huh? That's what we're doing for this video. Alright, so my left and right was good. Let me bring it down a little bit. Actually going to go left 1 click and down. How many zooms? After this we'll do a 3-shot group. A bunch of you guys get on to me for adjusting the scope only after 1 shot. But let's go ahead and go 4 clicks down. See where this one hits. So that's telling me that this 7mm 08 really doesn't like this Hornady stuff. So let me bring it back just a couple to the right. I'm telling you, I torqued this rail and the rings and all that. I was kind of afraid of that. Luckily I did bring some backup bow lights, but let's go ahead and do a 3-shot group with this Hornady. And that's going to tell us how much this Ruger likes the Hornady. But let's do a 3-shot group here without adjusting the scope. So those were all good trigger squeezes. Let's go up there close. It looks like this Ruger's getting about a 2 or 3 inch group at 100 yards with this Hornady stuff. But the scope is sighted in definitely. Let's go take a close look and see how we did here. And I'm gonna let that barrel cool and we're gonna try some other ammo here next. So here was my first point of aim. We got it in the ballpark there off the bore sight. This is our group with that Hornady stuff. So that's about a smidge over a 2 inch group. I did not adjust the scope for this, but we definitely were able to get it on the bullseye here on that Ruger, but that Ruger is not loving that ammo. So let me go ahead, let that barrel cool, and we'll test out 1 or 2 different types of 7mm 08 here. Alright, here we go, guys. Let that barrel cool, completely cold barrel. Now these Hornadys were 139 grain. I've got 2 different types of 150 grain in some Federal and some Norma. So let's see what this Ruger thinks about these. So far, talking about the scope, glass is good, eye relief is good, but it doesn't look like this Ruger likes this Hornady stuff. Let's see if it likes this Federal. This is that real common blue box Federal Power Shot. Now these days it's pretty much impossible to find 7mm 08 anywhere, but we tend to collect things from time to time when we see them in our travels. So here goes the Federal. See what this Ruger thinks about the Federal 150 grain. I got the word Federal wrote down on the paper down there so I can remember where I'm aiming. Alright, so we're hitting high from where we sighted it in with that other stuff, but I'm not going to touch the scope. We'll bring it down after this 3-shot group if it groups high. Well, looky there, that one's putting them pretty near the same hole. So good thing about these videos is I can go back and remember what likes what. So here we go. Hey, that's a 1 inch group all day right there. So that being said, I'm going to save this Norma for another video. Let's go up and look at that Federal group there real quick. Alright, so remember that Hornady, we had 1 hit there in the red and 1 there and 1 there. That Ruger did not like the Hornady, but with that Federal I can almost cover up all 3 of those hits with my thumbnail. So that's definitely under a 1 inch group, and now I can remember that Ruger likes 150 grain stuff. But there you have it, guys. Whole point of this video is you guys been asking me to test out Primary Arms, so tested out their new line of hunting scopes, the SLX. I'll put it up here and show you again. SLX, and this one is the 4 to 12 by 50. So hey, worked out good. Like I said, I really took my time to make sure that this Ruger was torqued down good, the rings were good, so that we knew that the scope was going to stay true for us. But hey, this Ruger American likes those 150 grainers over the 139 grainers. So there's some more free tips, free advice for you if you have this Ruger American or 7mm 08. But hey, let me know, guys, what you think. I'll try to find a place down below where you guys can go check out these Primary Arms. But hey, I'd say for as cheap as they have these, you'd be hard pressed to find something else that was cheaper and has as good at glass and eye relief. You guys that have been watching the channel for a long time know that I literally do everything budget friendly. You will not find a scope anywhere on my channel that costs more than $1,000, and these come in way less than that. But hey, I will never tell you to go buy a $4,000 or $5,000 scope, because that's just ridiculous. Unless you're rich and you got money to blow, then have at it. But for purposes of hunting, hey, deer hunting, this 4-12 by 50 is absolutely perfect. Clear glass, did fantastic for us today, you guys saw. But hey, appreciate y'all watching. Glad I finally got to do something on primary arms. Like I said, you guys have been asking and asking for a long time. But let me know what you think about it. Make sure you're subscribed. We got videos coming every day, guys. Appreciate you big time tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Primary Arms, SLX. WHOTEEWHO!
Load it up and get it on as soon as you can. 30 on 6, 10 mil, 50 cap. It don't make a difference, man. We like to shoot